Good morning. Welcome to Carolina Center for Spiritual Awakening's Sunday morning service. We're so glad you're here. Show up and be love. Be the smile you're dreaming of. We're here to give and to receive love. Won't you show up and be love? Be that heart you're dreaming of. We are here to be love. Whoever you are, wherever you're from, you are. Oh, you're welcome here. Whoever you are, wherever you're from, you are loved and wanted here. So show up and be love. Be the smile you're dreaming of. We're here to give and receive love. Won't you show up and be love? Be that heart you're dreaming of. We are here to be loved. Many rivers, just one well. All unique expressions of life. When one is silenced, I'll be your voice. I will stand beside you for what's right. So show up and be love. Be the smile you're dreaming of. We're here to give and receive love. Won't you show up and be love? Be that heart you're dreaming of. We are here to be love. If you want to see it, all that love you're craving in the world. We're the ones to make the difference. We're the ones that we've been waiting for. So show up and be love. Be the smile you're dreaming of. We're here to give and receive love. Won't you show up and be love? Be that heart you're dreaming of. We are here to be loved. We are here to be loved. We are here to be loved. Thank you so much for tuning in and joining in and being the love that we wish to see in the world. I see it. I see it in you. I appreciate you just the way that you are. It takes great courage to see and to be seen, so let's claim that this morning. I see you for the light that you are. I see you for the love that you are. I see you for the light that you are. I see your light. I see your love, I see who you are. I see you for the light that you are. I see you for the love that you are. Oh, I see you for the light that you are. I see your light, I see your love, I see who you are. I like to use this as an opportunity, this song, because we can look at someone we love dearly and it's easy to see the light and the love that they are. But I encourage you to think of someone that maybe makes it a little challenging sometimes and choose to say, I see you for the light that you are. I see past your defenses. You for the love that you are. Past your disguises. You for the light that you are. I see your light, I see your love, I see who you are. And one last time, this time I want you to close your eyes, or if you have a mirror handy, you can just go look yourself in the eye in the mirror, but I want you to see yourself and claim it, that you are that. I see you for the light that you are. Own that for yourself. I see you for the love that you are. I see you for the light that you are. I see your light, I see your love, I see who you are. I see your light, I see your love, I see who you are. I see you as the light and the love that you are. And oh, it was so good to see some of you in person last week at the Memorial Day concert. Thank you again to Jack and Donna Heil for hosting us. It was so fun to see so many of you in person, and we're going to have that opportunity again to see each other in person for an outdoor service on June 27th. We will have our online service as normal at 11 a.m. We will have an additional service on June 27th that will be in person at 10 a.m., and that's at Canvas Tattoo and Art Gallery in Noda. And it's on North Davidson Street in Noda area of Charlotte. They have a beautiful area out back with chairs, and it's just a big oak tree canopy. It's beautiful, and parking, which is wonderful. So that's going on the 27th. Just a couple of other quick announcements. We also have a very special couple of Sundays from between now and then. On June 20th, we have a practitioner Sunday. Our practitioner interns will be doing the service. They will be sharing the readings, the message, and everything. Plus, I believe they are working on a special musical guest for that day. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And then on June 13th, next Sunday, we have Reverend Ned giving one of his very insightful, engaging, and enlightening talks. We're very excited about that. And a brand new musical guest to our community, and that is Ana Lucia, accompanied by Carlos Crispos. And I think I said it was a Crispo or Crispos, but they make up the duo Cafe Amaretto. And they are fantastic. So they will be bringing a little Latin flair to our service, singing for us next Sunday. And I'm so excited for all of that. We have some great things going on. So let's just drop into the breath, drop into our heart space a little deeper, and realize that there's love flowing through and around us and connecting us to all of life in all ways, always. And so we just let it surround us. We let our awareness become super clear and aware of that love, that divine love surrounding us. Love, sweet love, surrounds me now. Love, sweet love, comes through. Love, sweet love, surrounds me now. Love is the only truth. Love, sweet love, surrounds me now. Love, sweet love, comes through. Love, sweet love, surrounds me now. Love is the only truth. And I allow my breath to take me deeper into this awareness that love is the only truth. And I surrender into this. I allow myself to sink into my heart, becoming ever increasingly aware of the truth of divine love, divine intelligence, leading and guiding and directing my path. And so I speak this word of gratitude for this morning's service, knowing that love, sweet love, is surrounding and connecting and moving through each and every one of us. I am so grateful for this truth. I'm so grateful for Carolina Center for Spiritual Awakening and for the good, ever flowing, ever expressing as our lives. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. I am willing to show up and show off as the universe expressing through me, and beauty and power and poise and joy and love, sweet love. Love is the only truth. Love, sweet love, surrounds me now. Love, sweet love, comes through. Love, sweet love, surrounds me now. Love is the only truth. Love is the only truth. So, did you know that at the beginning of the global pandemic we've been experiencing, there was a flour shortage? There were shortages on several things, as you know, toilet paper among the top there, but there was also a flour shortage. Why? Why? Because all these people were making their own bread. Maybe it was to pass the time, maybe it was whatever, but I think it was also because we all had this pull towards the simpler way of living. But more important than that, I think we all had a pull towards providing for our families, like taking care of our babies, right? Our loved ones, whether they're our children, our wives, husbands, mothers, fathers, whatever, taking care of our own. And so people started making bread like crazy as their pandemic pastime, and there was a shortage of flour. And I too became part of the flour experience, the sourdough experience, I'll say, because of my dear friend, Reverend Renee LeBoa said, "Hey, been making bread. Would you like some starter?" I'm like, "What?" She said, "Yeah, make bread with me." I'm like, "Okay." And it was a way that we connected in a time when, it was so weird for the two of us not to hug, friends for decades, to see each other and stay at a distance and not hug, but we connected anyway through her giving me some starter. And I started this experience with the sourdough. So I want to talk about sourdough this morning. I want to talk about the sourdough factor. And, it's the energy behind a thing is what's important, right? It's the energy behind. Everything changes based on the energy in which we do it. And so this sourdough experience, I think, that caught on and expanded so much was because of the energy behind it. People were coming together. It was a way of connecting. And if you think about that, I'll get back to the sourdough ingredients in just a second, but if you think about the connection and everything being about the energy behind a thing, it reminds me personally of how saying words can mean one thing or they can mean another thing, the same exact words. For example, I have a good friend, Joe LaSalle. He's very inspiring, this guy. He had an accident when he was young and he only has one leg. And he said a long time ago, it would make him insecure when he was out somewhere and he would be trying to maneuver. He lives on the beach in California, or he did for a long time, and he'd be trying to maneuver on the beach with one leg, and sometimes even dragging himself across the beach or whatever. And he said that it used to bother him the way people would say, "Hey, look at that guy." But he decided that he wanted to change it. And every time he heard someone or even saw their face looking like, "Hey, look at that guy," in any way that wasn't lifting him up in his own mind, he decided to hear it for himself as, "Hey, look at that guy." He went from, in his own consciousness, in his own mind, he went from hearing, whether it be literal or imagined, someone looking at him with pity or with like he was anything less than. And he went from seeing and hearing it that way to intentionally seeing and hearing, hey, check him out. He's amazing. Hey, look at that guy. Not, hey, look at that guy. It's how we want to hear it, right? How we choose to hear it, but it's also the energy behind a thing. So we could be saying, can you believe her? Or can you believe her? Right? It's that energy behind it. Or how about, you have got to be kidding me? Or you've got to be kidding me. That energy is felt. And the same is true, well, with making sourdough bread. The energy is felt, the energy that we put into it. So I thought about this today because today is my nephew Neo's birthday. He turns 5 years old today, turned 5 years old today. And he and I have had an experience of making sourdough bread together now. That's been one of our many ways of connecting. And so I was telling him how to make the sourdough bread. And I was telling him about the different ingredients. So I want to share with you some of what I shared with Neo. Some of this I haven't shared with him yet. It'll maybe be shared when he's a little older because he'll get it more then. But he got the last ingredient really well. We'll get to that in just a minute. The first ingredient, flour. The first ingredient, flour. So flour, when you think about the symbolism of flour and how we can relate this to our spiritual journey, flour is substance. It's the substance of life. It represents harmony. It represents wishes fulfilled. And it, to me, in this context, represents our choice to be in harmony, to be in joy, to be in conscious co-creation, because we're in co-creation with the infinite. We are co-creating our experience through our predominant feeling and thoughts. But to consciously co-create it sets us apart on this journey of life. At our house concert opportunity last week at the Hiles, someone who doesn't frequent Carolina Center for Spiritual Awakening said to one of our hosts, said to Donna, you know, it was really great being around so many positive people. We are about consciously co-creating our experience with the divine here at Carolina Center for Spiritual Awakening. We don't always get it right. We don't always come at life perfectly, but that's okay. We're doing our best to come from a place of love and intention. And it shows, and people notice, and it's making a difference in the world around us, and that's important. So the flour of the sourdough factor, the sourdough ingredient of flour, let it represent substance, and let us be conscious of what substance we're giving to our own lives. And then we have water. Water has long been such a great symbol, and whether it's in biblical terms or what have you, and it's a great symbol for life, and represents spiritual nourishment. It represents purification and strength. Think about the power that water has to move through a river and to wear down a stone because it just stays the course with that strength, and also the way a river flows, right? It's fluidity. So water is here to teach us to be fluid with life, to teach us to stay the course and to be in our strength of staying that course, and to know that we have that purification within us. But then we can look at Master Teacher Jesus for some water examples, right? He walked on water. He turned the water into wine. Love that one. So these stories of Master Teacher Jesus and water, what are they teaching us? They're teaching us that the earthly condition can be transcended. We're having earthly conditions every single day, whether it's relationships or health or money or what have you. We're having these earthly conditions that can be transcended, right? Whether it's something we are wanting to forgive and we don't know how, we can transcend that. We have that within us. All of this that I have done, you can do and more, Jesus taught. So we have that when we tap into it and consciously co-create our experience from that power, that indwelling power and presence, from that place that knows that we're not separate, we're not alone, we're not stranded out here by ourselves, right? We are co-creating, and we do that consciously. So then we have the salt, the ingredient of salt in the sourdough, and how it relates to our spiritual journey is the same. It's bringing the flavor, the savor. We bring the flavor If we want life to have flavor, I've heard it say that life's a buffet and we have to get up and get it ourselves. If we want life to have flavor, we get to bring that, to be it, to be what you want to see in the world. If you want to see it in a partner, you have to be that partner. If you want to see it in your friends, you have to be that friend. If you want to see it in your community, you have to be that part in the community. That's the way this reciprocal dance works. That's the way this mirror experience with the universe works. We have to be it to see it. I remember my teacher, Reverend Dr. Lisa Stewart. People were always coming up to her. I'm sure they still are in her community in Wisconsin. But when she was my pastor here in Charlotte, people were always coming up, and I was key among them, to come up to her and say, you should do this. The church should do this. We should have a fill in the blank. And she would just lovingly and patiently smile, and she would say, you seem passionate about that. Perhaps it's yours to lead. You may have heard me say that to some of you. You seem passionate about that. Perhaps it's yours to lead. But I believe that. That's not just a pastor's way of putting it back to the congregation to do that. But it's us reminding you as the pastor of a congregation that if you feel passionate about something, then it's yours to do. It's yours to be part of the creation of it, the fostering of it, right? So whatever it is that you're thinking, this needs to happen in the world, that's just the universe moving through you, pulling you into action in your own life to be that, to bring that flavor, to bring that healing consciousness. Remember, water purifies, it cleanses, it protects, it is health, and salt brings the flavor. So we get to be that water, that salt, and that flower of substance. We get to be that in our own life to the degree that we are consciously living our lives saying, how can I show up as that? Not looking for someone else to be it, and not doing it so that we get accolades for it, but expressing this divine source moving through us, expressing freely these gifts that are ours to give. And so that takes us to the yeast, that thing that makes the bread rise, the yeast. The expansion, the expanding factor, that symbol of growth. Let's look at that with relation to our spiritual journey. Being a person of increase is something I talk a lot about in prosperity class. Let us remember to show up in life being a person of increase, making the room a better place when we leave it, right? When we walk into a room, looking around, whether it's giving a compliment, giving a smile, giving a loving intention, saying a prayer on the inside for the people in the room. If you don't say it on the outside, if you're, your outside voice, maybe it's your inside voice, but being a person of increase, knowing that the energy underneath the thing is what is propelling whatever that is, that thing is. Being that person of increase, and knowing that as you're giving back to God, because God is all. God, by whatever name you give it. The universe is all there is. The God is all there is. So as we give our gifts in the world, we're giving back. And so we're in this dance when we are freely giving of who we and how we are here to be. And then if we're going to be in that dance of being a person of increase, of being willing to expand and to grow, we have to, just like with making a loaf of bread, we have to give it time to rise. We have to give it time to work. We have to trust in divine right timing. Trust in giving things time to unfold and not moving so hastily through life that we're rushing everything into place. But also, paradoxically, not putting things off, saying, oh well, it's just must not be God's time yet. Well, you are God expressing, so it is your time. So there's this paradoxical feeling, but they do go together, being in that place of allowing things to unfold in divine right timing, but not doing it in such a way that you are putting off what is yours to do, and therefore not being in action in your life, in conscious co-creation with your life. So yes, give it time to work, but also make sure that you're working it in the process. Makes sense, I hope. Allowing things to take place in divine right timing means you are taking your place in that process and taking action and giving from the overflow, not from the seeking to acquire, but rather seeking to express, as I like to say, expanding the good that's already there. And let's remember too, when we're talking about this expansion, this growing, this spreading that yeast does, when we're comparing it to our life and our spiritual journey, Master Teacher Jesus also talked about the word yeast. He used the word yeast in several parables when he was talking about the spreading, the growing of negative things, whether it was hypocrisy or someone not acting in a moral way, whatever. In these parables, he would use the word yeast frequently to talk about something spreading, and usually he was talking about spreading something that was not good. So let's be mindful of the fact that whatever we are constantly expanding more into the world. So let what we are be that love that we want to see, that action that we want to see, that joy that we want to see, constantly coming back to, is this who and how I want to show up in the world? Am I being that? Expanding that. Because what you are is what expands. So making sure that that is what you want more of. Asking yourself, especially when you're complaining, do I really want more of that? Because that's what you're doing. You're giving it energy. So flip it around and expand what you want more of. So that takes me to the most important ingredient. So here I was sharing with Neo and Eli the first time we made bread together, a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old, how to make, I think he's 2, Eli's a year or 2 younger. Anyway, so to toddlers, how to make sourdough bread. And I said, you got your flour, your water, your salt, and your yeast. We had all the ingredients out there, and we were mixing it up. And I said, wait. Before we finally get in there and start kneading the dough, you need to have the last ingredient. It's the most important ingredient. And they're both like, what? What is it? And I said, love. And Neo goes, oh, he's a little boy. He's like, ugh, yuck. And I said, no, you're making this for your family. We're making this for people we love. We're going to eat this. We want love to be in there. And he goes, how? I said, oh, we push it in. We push it in. And so as we're kneading this dough and we're putting it all together, I'm telling him, everything tastes better, smells better, feels better, goes better when it's got love in it, boys. Come on, give it in there. Put it in there. Don't hold back. Put your love into it. And they actually got out of their own little boy way, and they started really being sweet and cute and just like they can be with precious. They're so precious, and putting their love into it. And I said, oh, I love Mama. Ooh, and I was telling them what to say. Ooh, I love Daddy. Ooh, I love Nanny. Ooh, I love Aunt Christy. Ooh, I love Aunt Angie. And they were squeezing their love into the dough, and it was the cutest thing ever. And so think about that, though. Here's this little boy, a 4-year-old boy, teaching us a lesson. Because his first response was, ew. Why? Because even at 4 and 5 years old, we know what it's like to be vulnerable, right? And he couldn't put words to that, but that was him realizing, oh, I have to be vulnerable to put my love into it. He got over it real quick because he's, doesn't have a whole lot of conditioning to overcome. We, on the other hand, when we go to put our love into our life, when we go to really squeeze it into those places and knead it in to the dough of our lives, sometimes we really have to overcome that feeling of being vulnerable. I love the work of Brene Brown, and she talks about how important vulnerability is and how it is a key to living a wholehearted life. Pema Chodron also talks about how it's our greatest strength, our willingness to be vulnerable, our willingness to not hold back and to put our love into our life, not hold back for fear that we're going to be judged, not hold back for fear that we're going to be rejected, not hold back for fear that we might look silly, but to put our love into our life. To put our love into our life means, who can I forgive? Who can I love? Where can I serve? Where can I be open and willing to say, use me, Divine Spirit, flowing through me as a vessel for good? Where can I be open to divine ideas and act on them? This is all putting our love into our life, knowing that if we want to see it, we have to be it. If we want to see it, we have to be it. To be that love. There's a beautiful Kate Wolf song that says, give yourself to love. If love is what you're after, open your heart to the tears and the laughter. Give yourself to love. It's so important that we let down those defenses if we want to live in that space of expanding the growth, the good, expanding the love, growing into what we are here to be continually. Because it's not just, okay, I've grown, I've expanded, I've loved, I'm done. You're still here, so you're not done. Still more rising, more working, more flavorful experiences waiting to come through each and every one of us. We have to remember that the sourdough factor is the love factor. Those other 4 ingredients, when it comes to the spiritual journey, it's not all there until we add in that last one. I think the same is true with food, personally. The energy is carried into it. But it is definitely carried into it with our journey in this life. That how we show up in the energy of love transforms everything. Putting love into your life, choosing to see and be seen, to be open to another, to be present, fully present with another, open-hearted and willing participants in life. That's living. That's savory living. And that's what we're here to do. And so it is. Kind friends all gathered round, there's something I would say. What brings us together here has blessed us all today. Love has made a circle that holds us all inside, where strangers are as family and loneliness can't hide. But you must give yourself to love, if love is what you're after. Open up your heart to the tears and laughter. Give yourself to love. Give yourself to love. Love was born in the fire. It's planted like a seed. Love can't give you everything, but it gives you what you need. Love comes when you're ready. Love comes when you're afraid. It'll be your greatest teacher, the best friend that you've made. But you must give yourself to love, if love is what you're after. Open up your heart to the tears and laughter. Give yourself to love. Give yourself to love. Give yourself to love, if love is what you're after. Open up your heart to the tears and laughter. Give yourself to love. Give yourself to love. Give yourself to love. Give yourself to love. Kids, we see you, we hear you, We appreciate you and we love you just the way that you are. Divine love moving through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God, for the good in my life. So let's breathe into gratitude together. Let's be grateful for all of the good in our lives. And I want you to know that I am grateful for you, that we at Carolina Center for Spiritual Awakening are grateful for each and every one of you that tune in with us every week, that join us at our live events and our live services, all of you who continually tithe and donate to the work of Carolina Center for Spiritual Awakening, continually doing our best to awaken to our divine potential and help others to do the same and create a world that works for everyone. So thank you for being part of that with us. Let's breathe into that energy of gratitude together. I breathe in to gratitude. I breathe into this moment. And I say, thank you, God, for the good in my life. Thank you, God, for the love in my life. Thank you, God, for the breath of this life. I breathe in to gratitude. I breathe in to thank you. Thank you. In the energy of gratitude and the awareness of the all good, I speak this word, recognizing my oneness with the infinite source that created all life, recognizing my oneness with all that is, recognizing the good and the power and the plenty of the Almighty that moves through me. And I say thank you. I say thank you for this beloved spiritual community. I say thank you for all of the many ways that people connect and give and take ownership in this awesome community. And I speak this word specifically in this moment for each and every person giving a financial gift this morning. I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that it returns multiplied abundantly to each and every giver, for we can never outgive God. So let us give from an open and a willing heart in the energy of joy, and as we give, we most certainly receive. Thank you, beloved God. Thank you. I release this, knowing it is so, and so it is. I breathe in to gratitude. I breathe into this moment. And I say, thank you, God, for the love in my life. Thank you, God, for the good in my life. Thank you, God, for the breath of this life. I breathe in to gratitude. I breathe in to thank you. Thank you. And thank you, each of you, again, for being with us this morning. Join us next week as we have special music by Cafe Amaretto, which is Lucia and Carlos. You're going to be so blessed with this Latin flair in our Sunday morning service. I'm so excited. And also with the awesome Reverend Ned Green sharing an insightful and engaging and enlightening talk. So join us next Sunday for that right here online at 11 a.m. Let's dive into our closing song together and just let the love wash over us. We let us. We let it be. We let the joy, we let the joy wash over us. We let it be. We let the peace, we let the peace wash over us. We let it be. We let the love, we let the love wash over us. We let it be. We love you, we bless you, and we thank you. Have a fantastic week.